Aloha, Dani. It's wonderful seeing you. Guess what? We're just going to do a couple quick recaps on what we talked about today. You're doing an amazing job with musical theory. Your fingers are starting to stretch out and feel out all these different feelings on the fretboard. What I really liked was when we were doing our spider exercises, you understand the principle of 1, 2, 3, 4 is a spider bar, 5, 6, 7, 8 is another, and then 9, 10, 11, 12. I know that your fretting didn't go up to the 12th fret or 14th fret, but just knowing that when we have our E up here and then F sharp, that second fret will be the F as well. The reason why we built that chord, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B, C sharp, D sharp, E sharp, F, was to exhibit that those notes have to go alphabetically in order, because E sharp feels weird, but it has to be an E sharp because that tonal note needs to be a T-do. So in the key of F sharp, when we have that E diminished, it's an E sharp diminished, although it doesn't make any difference because that E sharp diminished is still going to be the same chord that you know how to play. All right, so quick recap this week. Just go through your different chords that you know: C major, D minor, E minor, F major, G major, A minor, B diminished. Play them all out with their tone. C, D, D minor, E minor, F major, G major, A minor, B diminished, and it resolves to C major. Try the bar chord too. So when we do C major, if you scoot C major to C sharp minor, you will still have C sharp minor, D sharp minor, E sharp minor, or E sharp minor is F minor. So when we go through this, what I'd like you to do is being the F sharp major, is that G sharp major up here. When we go through all these, we can find the chords by moving up the fretboard. You have it within you. If you have any questions, put questions in the comments and I'll get back to you. Also, I would like you to see the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, as being our whole step, half step, whole step, half step. At this point, I think it would be crucial for you to have a notebook or have something that you can bring along and write down your own notes, but you're remembering all this wonderfully. The one thing you and I need to work on is being able to see that B comes right after A and right before A comes G. If that little caveat happens and we learn all of our triads, we will know C, E, G is our C major, D, F, A is our D minor, E, G, B is our E minor, F, A, C is our F major, G, B, D is our G major, A, C, E is our A minor, and then B, D, F is our diminished. Being able to know that all those notes now are natural notes, they don't have a sharp or flat in them, being able to make chords like a C major that has another natural note, the B, that B, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, is in the chord of C, but the B flat is not. So that natural note, which was a C natural, B natural, goes to a B flat. The reason why it's important to know that is because when we say a G major has a F natural, watch this, F major 7 has a F sharp, which is a sharp note in the key of G, it fits, and then the F note is not in the key of G. It's flat, it's dominant seventh. So when we play our dominant seventh, it changes the tone to be a lending tone or a leading tone, a moving tone. 9 times out of 10 in the music that we read, when we see it as a G7, it's supposed to be the diminished, a B diminished. So what we're going to do is try to train our ear to hear what these intervals are. You're doing an amazing job hearing the 1, the 4, and the 5 as being majors, the 2, the 3, and the 6 as being minors, and the 7th being the diminished. What we're going to be working on next week, besides the sight reading, is knowing the difference between do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, and do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. The difference between the two, one has natural 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then the second one has a flat third, a flat 6, and a flat 7. we're going to discuss how to change our whole step, half step, whole step, half step into something a little bit more fitting as a whole step, half step, whole step, half step, whole step, whole step. That's our minor translation. Next week, we're going to work on that. But for this week, try what's in the beginning of this video. Go to your book and read at least 4 of those measures that we talked about on the sight reading exercise, and we'll bring it all together next week. Next week is our last session here at this location, and then we're going to move over to the new location, all right? I will remind both you and your mother via text and or email the day of and the day before. It was wonderful seeing you. I'll see you next time. Aloha.